I'm Nitsuhone, and it is Monday, so that means it's time for another draft video. For the next few weeks, we're going to be doing Ultimate Masters, which is, the Masters set that's out right now. That's what basically everybody voted for in the poll, and it'll be fun to do a new format for a few weeks. Masters formats are usually a lot of fun. Before we get started, I do want to remind you guys that my videos are sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can buy Ultimate Masters product there and all kinds of other things too, so check them out at cardkingdom.com. So yeah, I think this is on Magic Online until December 19th, which I think means I can probably get 3 weeks of videos out of it, 2 at a minimum. So that's probably what we'll do up until limited review starts. There'll probably be a little bit of Guilds of Ravnica too near the end of that. So, all right, so it is worth noting this is a phantom draft, so taking a card just because it's worth a decent amount of money, probably not really isn't going to be worth it at all here. It's because we don't get to keep any of the cards. Raging Ravine is nice, but I don't think we really want to first pick it. This isn't like a cube format, I don't think, where you like fixing is incredible. I mean, it's good and all, but I don't think you want to take it over other things. I think Fast Mana is going to be really good here, so I may want Devoted Druid. Treasure Cruise is obviously really strong, but I feel like Devoted Druids is the best. I mean, Resurrection is going to be nice if we end up in a reanimation deck, but the chances that we do that just don't feel high enough to me. Soul's Fire is a nice removal spell, especially with Heroic. But yeah, I think the Druid is probably where we want to go. Fast Mana is always good, and that's what it is. Yeah, so I'll take the Druid here. Okay. What do we want here? Well, it's a good question. So, Moan of the Unhallowed and Thermo Alchemist are both really good. Gamble's interesting. It's the kind of card that is worth a lot. So, but it's actually not that great in limited. It's all right. If you have Madness, it gets a little better. The Root Wall is a nice thing to Madness out. The green cards here I don't feel like are good enough that I want to go after them. I'm leaning a little more towards Thermo Alchemist or Moan of the Unhallowed than I am towards anything else. Thermo Alchemist is going to be at its best in like a red-blue deck, and Moan of the Unhallowed will be, perfectly good in a black-green deck. So, yeah, what do I want? That is the question. One is definitely more build-aroundy than the other, but I think it also has a higher ceiling. I'm going to take the Alchemist. So red-green is probably not the best place for Thermo Alchemist, but it's probably playable there. The red-green deck seems to be an aggro deck with some Madness sub-themes. Hey, there's my spoiler card, Phyrexian Tower. All right, this pack's interesting. So War Leader's Helix is really strong. So red-white could be where we go. That deck is an aggro deck with some heroic sub-themes. You want stuff like Arena Athlete. Wild Mongrel is also really good, though. Helps set up Madness. It's just a powerful card in general. So the question is whether I want to go with a card that's gold or one that isn't, basically. Which of these is better? I think War Leader's Helix is probably better than Wild Mongrel, as much as I like the Mongrel. So, yeah, I think I take the Helix. It is removal after all. Could be pushing us towards red-white. We'll see what happens. Life from the Loam. It's a fun one. Okay, here's another Thermo Alchemist. So that's interesting. I think that's probably where I go. Yeah? Yeah. And really try to build around that stuff. We could end up splashing the Helix. Yeah, we'll take the Alchemist. I have a hard time saying no to Spells deck, and if you can get multiple Thermo Alchemists, you don't really need that many other payoffs for it. They can do it on their own. Young Pyromancer would be great, obviously, but it's an uncommon, so it's a little less likely. Thermo Alchemist isn't going to be at its best in red-white either, so if we end up there, probably won't be great. So Eldrazi Conscription is the kind of thing that you can do some silly combos with, especially if you're in blue-white. There's the Drake who can just take an aura from your graveyard and stick it on itself, and that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we got Stitch Drake, Archaeomancer, and Just the Wind. Not to mention Faithless Looting. All of which I think are attractive for a spells deck. So I could take another card that's like a spell payoff in Archaeomancer, or I could take a spell. Sort of is what our options are here. I think those are going to be better for us than Stitch Drake. I'm leaning towards the Archaeomancer. I think that's where I'm going to go. Just the Wind is certainly nice, but I think we'll be able to get them. Okay. So the blue here is nothing special. You know, Plume Veil, I guess, can protect us or whatever. Eel Umbra isn't what we want. I'd probably just take Skywing Aven. It's not exciting. I think Wild Mongrel is obviously better, but the Aven can enable a bit of madness, and there is a bit of madness in blue-red. Same for Spark Spitter, but I like the Aven more in basically every way. You know, it can do damage in the air. Yeah, so, and Wild Mongrel's sort of on our mind too, but I think I'm sort of pushing further towards this spell deck more than anything. Okay. Green cards here are pretty reasonable. Unholy Hunger might be the best card in the pack, though. Do we want Rolling Tembler? Right now, it's pretty good. If we have a bunch of Thermo Alchemists, it's probably what we want. Treasure Cruise is good, too, but it's not super easy to set up in this deck. You know, the Delvey decks have black in them mostly. Or green, I guess. And we're not there. So maybe I just want the Tembler. It kills a lot of stuff. And that seems pretty good. Spell. It's a spell, you know. Okay, well. I don't like the look of this pack. Mages of the Bazaar is interesting, certainly. It's going to be better in a deck. If we get a bunch of madness, it'll be good. Turn to Mist. You know, right now it does some stuff with Archaeomancer. Hardly seems worth it. I don't think we're a Raid Bombardment deck. I don't think we want Eel Umbra. So I think I take the Mages. And it might make the cut if we pick up enough madness. Okay, so... So Conflagrate's okay. It's probably what I take. Soul's Fire is probably a better card. The problem is I don't really think we're going to have enough creatures, especially ones with high power, for it to be worth it. So I think I take Conflagrate here. Here I think I take Whirlwind Adept. It's another spell payoff. So that's always good. So, you know, I'd like to splash this Helix, I think. We'll see if we can. So I think blue-red's open enough. We'll have to see what happens, though. We could go in a lot of different routes. Well, the, what didn't come back? The, just the Wind didn't come back, so that's a little poopy. Heap Doll does give us some hate against reanimation decks, so it's probably what I take. I'm not sure we have enough creatures to make or ways to mill ourselves to make Stitch Drake worth it, so Heap Doll it is. Okay, so there's kind of a chance we end up in like a weird aura deck. We do have a Whirlwind Adept, and we could end up abandoning red altogether. So I think of these things, I'd rather have Flight of Fancy. Okay, here we will take a Stitch Drake. You know, Hero of Lena Tower is kind of worth thinking about. We could end up being a blue-green... Yeah, maybe I take it. I'm going to take it. Could end up being a blue-green aura deck, which we're continuing to get stuff for, so it could happen. So, yeah, I mean, we did just pick up some good cards for those decks. Okay. So... what do we have here? Engineered Explosives. You know, it's probably pretty reasonable and limited. Setting it up probably isn't the easiest thing ever, though. Last Gasp is probably the best card in this pack. War Leader's Helix, Gurmag Angler are nice, too. There's not really anything in here in green or in red that convinces me to go one way or another. In terms of, you know, the cards we've picked up so far. It's kind of it's a pretty mediocre pack overall. Swift Reckoning's not bad either, by the way. Guildmage, I guess. Probably. Yeah, probably. I think that's where we go. Oh, Caracas. Okay, so well, another conflagrate. I don't think that's what we want. We could take Rune Snag. I guess it does some work with Thermo Alchemists and Archaeomancer. The Skullkeeper is fine for sort of setting things up for you. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Rune Snag. We need spells for sure, so, and it is one, and the more we get, the better it gets. So, okay, well, Firewing Aven is really strong. The fact that, or Firewing Phoenix, the fact that it keeps coming back is awesome. Could take another Rune Snag, but I think the Phoenix is too good to say no to here, and maybe that convinces us to stay red for sure. We'll see. Lava Claw reaches. So if we wanted to splash black, that might be nice. I don't really see us doing that right now. I think I'd rather just have just the wind, another spell. Also has Madness, so we can set it up with Skywing Aven or Magus of the Bazaar should we play it. Foil's okay. It can be a free counter spell, which is awesome. But I think I'd rather have just the wind. A way to interact with my opponent's stuff seems pretty good. Plus Madness. Okay. Well. Feels to me like I probably should have been like red-white or something, which, maybe we should have been. Because Emancipation Angel and Winged Steed Rider are both very good. So we could take a Generator Servant to, ramps for us and stuff. I don't know how much we care about that. I don't think a Crone Crusader will be good. Probably not even playing the first Flight of Fancy unless I get like a second and third Whirlwind Adept, then I think I seriously consider it. I don't think Nightbird's Clutches is really what we're looking for either. So maybe we pick up our first Treasure Cruise. We do have cheap spells. I think picking up our first Treasure Cruise here is probably a solid decision. Another Just the Wind. I think that's going to be better for us than Desperate Ritual or Generator Servant, so that's what I'll grab. Eventual Rebirth is the kind of thing I would not mind splashing. Don't have the fixing for it now, but it is a strong spell. Soul's Fire, again, not going to be that good in our deck. It has gotten a little better, I guess, in this pack, but it's still not very good. Could also take an Ingot Chewer for the sideboard. Or even the main board, I guess, if we're desperate enough. I'm going to take the Rebirth and see if we pick up Fixing. We have two cards that we might be interested in splashing now. Okay, here I think I'd take another Archaeomancer. Red still does not feel nearly open enough, which is pretty disappointing. So, do I want Engineered Explosives? It's just so hard to set up in an ideal kind of way. So yeah, lots of white cards here that are making me regret all of our decisions, basically. Take Swift Reckoning. So we can't bring Meringue River Prowler back from our graveyard in this deck. So I think I take Soul's Fire. Here we take a Spark Spitter. Sure, I'll take a Myr Servitor. Yeah, white is definitely the most open color. We'll have to see how this third pack goes. But right now, I don't feel like we made great decisions. Could be wrong, but I mean, we could also still sort of veer into a blue-green deck if we get something crazy for it. I mean, we have some of the nice stuff for it already. We haven't picked up as many auras as we probably want to, though. Well, there's another card that we can sort of speculate on. And another one in green. The end of that pack in terms of sort of switching decks is kind of nice. Ooh, well, may not matter how the rest of the draft's gone if we get Karn. You know, Karn's one of my favorite cards, although the Silver Golem is the one I'm the most into. But he's really strong. If we can find a way to get to the late game, he's just going to win a lot of games. This is a strong pack in general. It's got Karn and Shriekmaw. There aren't that many cards that take over Shriekmaw in the whole set. Karn is one of them. You know, we'd like Fiery Temper or Think Twice, but Karn's just the best card here. This is the Drake I was talking about who can combo with Eldrazi Conscription. Glenolander Archmage is really strong, so we're picking up some of the better rares in the set here in this pack that might pull our deck into a more respectable level, because Glenolander Archmage is great. I mean, it makes it so your opponent's removal is not going to work so well as long as you make sure you leave mana up. You know, Rune Snag wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't mind another one, but the Archmage is too good to say no. Okay, so Cathodian, not exciting, but a 3-mana 3/3 that can add mana sometimes isn't bad. I like it more than Scuzzback Marauder or Ingot Chewer. Rogue's Passage too. So yeah, I think I just take the mediocre 3-drop here. Sultai Skullkeeper really isn't what this deck wants, so I think I go with Cathodian. Another Archaeomancer. I don't really think I need another one. I think I probably just want Think Twice. Gives us 2 triggers for Thermo Alchemist and stuff. And, you know, drawing cards is nice. So, yeah, that's where I go. Could take, like, Vestal of Endless Rest for fixing, but I don't think I want to do that. Ooh, Fire and Ice. That's a nice late pickup, too. This pack is bailing us out. This is another strong one, too. Eternal Witness and Fire and Ice are both very, very good. But we definitely want Fire and Ice. So, in terms of spells, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that one might get cut. 8, 9. Not as many as that. Ooh, third Thermo Alchemist. Don't even need to look at the rest of the pack. Skywing Haven's good too, but third Thermo Alchemist 2 may push this deck into respectability. Don't think we want Soul's Fire though. So spells, where were we? 1, 2, 3, and most of them are cheap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean more would be good, but we're not doing too terribly. Got a nice late game plan in the form of Karn. I'm just gonna move both of these over. They're kind of, I mean, hopefully we pay less than 7 for Treasure Cruise, right? But yeah. So yeah, right now our win conditions are our Phoenix and Karn, basically. You know, Skywing Haven to a lesser extent, I guess. And Thermo Alchemists, I guess. Multiples of those can end games pretty quickly. Okay, another Flight of Fancy. Here we probably take an Aven. The Servant is kind of interesting. When you got Karn, you know, something like Generator Servant gets to be a little more attractive. Like if you can play Karn on turn 5 and this can enable that's not a small thing. You know, and on top of that, it's a reasonable 2/1. I mean, Skywing Haven is good too because it can help us enable Madness, but I'm leaning towards the Servant because of Karn. It's not bad with Conflagrate either, so let's do it. Probably not running the Magus in this deck. Okay, so not much for us here. I guess we take the Clutches. I don't think we actually want to play it, though. Okay, late think twice. I'll take it. All these green cards, man. Should have been green-white. We got good card quality in this last pack, at least. Okay, so Iridescent Drake isn't going to do anything in our deck except be a 4-mana 2/2. Turn to Mist. What do we get out of that? Archaeomancers. We can reset Glenelendra Archmage. That's pretty much it. I don't really think that's enough, but I do think it's what I take because I don't really need anything else. Another Turn to Mist and a Shielding Plaques. Okay, do we have enough creatures for Stitch Drake to actually be worth it? I could also take Undying Rage. I do have a Whirlwind Adept. Ooh, I like the real late Skywing Haven. I think that is... Ooh, yeah, I like another one too. I mean, it's not awesome, but it does survive Rolling Tembler, and it enables Madness, and it can attack reasonably well. So, probably don't want Spark Spitter either. Yeah, so our big payoffs are 3 Thermo Alchemists and to a lesser extent Archaeomancer. I'm kind of considering cutting one Archaeomancer. We have several spells that have flashback, and as a result, it makes Archaeomancer a little worse if in the later part of the game anyway, because there might be fewer spells. I do think I leave the Servant in just because it's a reasonable 2-drop that can help us power out Karn more quickly. So, yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards cutting one Archaeomancer. Whirlwind Adept may not be awesome here either. You know, it's better in the Aura deck, I think, even though it does have prowess and likes instants and sorceries, but it likes enchantments too. I think I probably leave it either way, but, you know, because sometimes you can really threaten people with it. Yeah. All right, I think this is probably our deck. We have some very sweet things going on. Question is, do I want Conflagrate? I probably do. So we'll add our basic lands. We get fancy ones. No swamps, thanks. I think 9/8 is probably better because we do need to get down Thermal Alchemist as quickly as possible. So, all right. So this is our deck. I'll see you guys in our first match. All right, going into our first match, I do think we want to play first. Hand looks reasonable. We got an early Thermal Alchemist and some spells, and that's a pretty reasonable hand. No young Pyromancers this time around, but 3 Thermal Alchemists makes me pretty happy, I gotta say. Like a turn 2 Thermal Alchemist that is left alive can do so much damage over the course of a game. I could have tried to play the Guild Mage first, but I think playing the Alchemist first makes a lot more sense. So they're probably a green-white heroic deck. That seems like the most likely place to see Hero of Lena Tower. Red-green's also possible. Those decks, I think, are potentially incredibly aggressive and scary. Yeah, blue-green, it looks like. Okay. So if I can manage to kill one of them, I can kind of kill the other, and I can use fire to kill both of them. That's what I'm trying to say here. But I think I'm going to hold on to fire. They may be interested in getting some heroic trigger going here, and I can obviously kill something in response to that. Yeah, so I think I'll play the island here and just end our turn. Need to remember to ping our opponent with Thermal Alchemist at least once, no matter what happens. You can also leave Rune Snag up if this is what we do. So let's let them bring the attack here. I'm going to block the hero. Yeah, block there, actually. Okay. I may just think twice now. See if we have something worth rune snagging. That's probably worth rune snagging. Yeah. You know, sometimes it's a good idea to use it when you can, and this is when we can. We might not be able to later. Especially because we want to be doing other stuff. Although, it's going to be pretty easy here to play... Well, actually, I can't play Guild Mage and keep up both fire and ice, which is kind of annoying. Unless I draw an island. And I do not. I can play the Servant, though. Yeah. So let's play our Generator Servant. And we'll end our turn. See if we can get them to try to play something here. They do not. I can use fire to kill both of these now, which is probably the most appealing thing for us to do. I think I'm going to go for it. There's a chance they have a way to protect one or both of them, but oh, yeah. So we'll go ahead and do one to them. And then we will fire. Do one here and one here. See if that works out for us. There's a good chance they have something to respond with if they're playing heroic, you know. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, they got something for us. So they're gonna just to win their own creature. That's pretty reasonable. I mean, I'm much more okay with that than some of the alternatives we could have seen. So we still get to kill that. Then we're gonna do one to them. Okay, another land. Still can't play Guild Mage and leave up Think Twice, which is kind of frustrating. I can think twice at the end of their turn. So that's probably just what I do here. Not really worth attacking or anything. So yeah, we'll end our turn. Let's draw Karn. We do get to draw 2 cards at the end of their turn, so it could happen. So Hero of Lena Tower has returned. So we're in pretty good position here as our opponent seems to be out of gas and we have a bunch of gas coming. So we're going to think twice. Could use another Thermo Alchemist, right? Is that too much to ask? That's good. So we'll do one to them again. And then we'll cast Think Twice from our graveyard. Feels great to be playing Thermo Alchemist again after it's been a while. Okay, Skywing Aven. Not bad, not bad. Oh, need to remember to do one more. Drop them to 13. It's not Karn, but... Oh, now it is. I say we go for it. Yeah, we got to go for it, right? Yeah, we're going for it. Add 2 generic colorless mana. That mana was spent on a creature spell. Just making sure he could add mana for anything, and he can. They may have a counter spell. Let's find out. Oh my, they don't. Okay, so I'm gonna go with exile target permanent on Safehold Elite here. Yeah. All right, and then we'll end our turn. We can protect him pretty effectively going forward. I guess I could have gone after their hand there. I forget he gets +4 because it's so absurd. Probably should have gone after their hand with the +4. They're treasure cruising. It's less than ideal. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously +4ing this time. All right, so obviously now if we're going to block, if they have a way to take him down, I think we're okay with it. All right, so we'll do one to them at the end of their turn. Ooh, that's nice. So let's +4. Okay. Interesting. I didn't actually see what they show game log. Huh. Do they not have to show me? So I guess no, they exile. It must have been a land. It doesn't actually say. Yay, chat log. All right, so now what? Do we just play another Thermo Alchemist? Probably. And leave up mana for just the wind? Yeah, I think that's the plan. And slowly tick up Karn. Yeah, end our turn. Good luck killing Karn. +4. Seems crazy to me. So if this is a big creature that we can just bounce, I think we're pretty happy about that. Oh, it's actually under here. It was a safe hold. No, he exiled that. Yeah. Oh, then it was an island. Okay. Gotcha. Doesn't actually go to the normal exile zone. I guess maybe that's what this island is. But it's a good visual way to show if you ever get to his ultimate, which is entirely possible. So, you know, I would be real close if I just +4'd the first time. I do think getting one of the creatures out of the way was probably a good idea, but yeah, okay, so they're going to evoke that, which I'm okay with. Now, do they bounce it? No. They're just getting a big guy. So, obviously, we can bounce the token, and that's probably what we do here. All right, so we're going to do 1. Then we're going to just the wind. Unfortunately, our other Thermal Alchemist is still sick from his summoning. Ooh, Conflagrate. Okay. So we're going to +4. And this time we got what? A Wickerbough Elder. So I could Conflagrate here and also play... Oh, no, I can't. But I think it's probably worth doing just to kill their creature and get another trigger out of Thermo Alchemist. If I tap all my mana for it... So I actually can just do 1 to this and then also play Dimir Guildmage. That's probably worth it. Yeah, so we'll do this. We'll do that. And then we'll cast Conflagrate for just 1. And then we have it in our graveyard for flashback, which is nice. So 1 damage. All right, looks like it worked. And yeah, we'll just leave our Thermo Alchemist back to use their ability and drop them to 6. They're going to get back Treasure Cruise, but it doesn't worry me too much. Do both of these. Hey, there's our Treasure Cruise. So we'll +4 this again. Which means we can ultimate next turn, potentially. Prey upon. Yeah, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in our graveyard. The other thing we can do is Conflagrate and do 3 to them. That's not quite enough to kill them. I don't think it's worth it. So we're going to go ahead and do 1. We're going to cast Treasure Cruise. I think we leave Conflagrate in just because it is another couple triggers with our stuff. You know, our stuff. All right, so we're going to Treasure Cruise. Play land. And we'll end our turn. So they need kind of a miracle here between the double Thermo Alchemist and Karn to find their way out of this. Is this a miracle? No, it's just Treasure Cruise again, which doesn't help them a whole lot. All right, we got there. Thermo Alchemist leading the way, and then Karn coming down for the knockout punch. So blue-green. The only really good like hate card we have is Heap Doll. Turn to Mist, I guess, could be. We can use it to knock auras off their creatures, potentially. We didn't actually see the auras that I sort of expected to see. It's worth noting. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we have much to change in this case. Just get another early Thermo Alchemist, and Karn on turn 5. That was really lucky. Very lucky. That Rune Snag was timely too at getting rid of their Cathodian. I don't have a good way of like getting mana from Cathodian to play Karn. Unfortunately. No. Yeah, after the first 2 packs, our deck didn't seem great, but pack 3 really paid us off. I think his hand's solid. No early Thermo Alchemist, but we've got removal, we've got a Treasure Cruise to dig, we got a 2-drop and a 3-drop. That's, I think, plenty. I think every ideal hand has a Thermo Alchemist on turn 2, and we do have 2 draw steps to make it happen. It could happen. The smart thing to do there was probably play an island, by the way, because we have Dimir Guildmage, and if we top deck it, we can't play it on turn 2 now. The good news is we have another turn 2 creature, but there's Iridescent Drake. I wonder if they have the nasty combo of Iridescent Drake plus Conscription. But yeah, we'll play our Servant here, who could power out a turn 5 Karn. We could also use it to play Firewing Phoenix next turn and give it haste. I don't know that I feel the need to do that. Oh, nice. Oh, crap. I could have used this. Oh, no, I couldn't have. I played the Generator Servant. Thank God I didn't use it. That would have felt really bad. Okay, so now... So the problem with the Umbra is... I have to use like 2 spells to take it down, basically, because the Umbra has Totem Armor. But I think I can probably just outrace them in the long run. So I think I'm just going to attack for 2 here. And play our Thermo Alchemist. They seem stuck on 2 lands, which is not great for them. We're taking another 3 to the face here, though. So I guess what I could do is play Cathodian, and then on a future turn, potentially anyway, I could destroy this with fire to knock the Umbra off, and then the Cathodian can just block and kill it in combat. So the question here is, do I actually want to do something, or do I hold back with fire and or Rune Snag? Because I can actually do both, which is good. I think hanging back is okay. Yeah, let's hang back. I think we can afford to do it here. This Phoenix will pressure them eventually, and maybe I even will power it out with Generator Servant, but like I could have done it there and still left up Rune Snag and Fire and Ice, but so Prey Upon, huh? So I guess the right thing to do here is fire. Yeah, so we'll do 1 to them. All right, now we definitely use fire. We'll do 1 here, and we'll do 1 here. So we get a 2-for-1 out of this deal. Do one more to them. All right, that worked out. And we go to 11. Yeah, 11. Oh, Glenelender Archmage is nice, but ideally I think I wait to player until I have mana available. So I think I attack with Generator Servant here. Mana available to hold up her ability is what I mean. And then, yeah, I think we play our Phoenix. I mean, this pushes us over in terms of a race to a place where they can't be nearly as aggressive. Leaving up Rune Snag there could have been nice, but I think just, you know, we have 7 damage a turn on the table now. Oh yeah, they're going all out here on their one guy. So we're going to take 6, go to 5. We do need now to find a way to defend ourselves. Okay, Skywing Aven's not bad at that. So yeah, I think we attack for 6 here. And we play Skywing Aven. And end our turn. So this is going to come down to this turn, I would say. I probably just blocked the Skullkeeper with my Alchemist. No trample at this point. This way I keep 6 air damage in the air in play. Now there's a chance, I guess, that they find a way, they play something with Reach or something. There is the Spider Umbra, which would be a problem. In which case, Thermo Alchemist is going to be better in the long run. So, yeah. All right, we got there. Didn't need Karn that time, so 1-0. I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, we're going into our first match. I do think this hand's keepable. I mean, a second match. You know, we'd love the red for Thermo Alchemist, but we have stuff to do even without Thermo Alchemist, and I think the hand's fine. I mean, we're also on the draw, so the chance we draw a mountain in our next 2 turns is relatively significant. Or we'll draw another Thermo Alchemist. You know, whatever. All right, well, I think we think twice at the end of their turn unless there's a real reason for us to use just the wind, like they try to play an aura or something. I think twice can dig us closer to red mana too, so. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna think twice here. So they're just like a straight up aggro deck, I would say, based on what we're seeing so far. Hey, there's a mountain. All right, yeah, I think we definitely play the Alchemist. And probably try to play the second one next turn and just start trying to take over the game with them. Question is, do I block here? I don't think I do. I think if I have just the wind up, I do. But without it, I think it's okay to take 4 here. All right. Okay, so yeah, we'll play another mountain. We'll play another Thermo Alchemist. And this time we'll have mana up for just the wind. So yeah, they're green-white, heroic, aura deck, just like what we played blue-green, I guess, but it's going to be similar. So I probably just block both of them if they attacked me here. Okay, well, actually, let me undo that. Let's do 1 to them. And yeah, we definitely use just the wind here to get rid of the Snake Umbra. And, you know, they have to recast their Safehold Elite, which doesn't hurt either. Snake Umbra goes to the graveyard, where I'd like to see it stay. Replay the Safehold Elite, and now they don't have any attacks this turn that are worth it anyway. Alright, so... Man, we're just short of being able to kill both of them. Of course, this has Persist, so we wouldn't really kill it anyway. I'm going to play Skywing Aven, who can actually let us play just the wind more cheaply. That could actually come up. And we'll end our turn. We've got another Just the Wind ready to go. I think it's extra good in this format. I didn't really consider that in the draft, but between Auras and Reanimation decks, Just the Wind is pretty good. I mean, it's a good card anyway, but I think here it's really good. People are going to play into 2-for-1s, even though they're not quite 2-for-1s, admittedly. But so, tap down both of these guys, drop them to 16, or 17, I guess. And then we'll play another Just the Wind to bounce the Safehold Elite all over again. We're also up to 3 cards in our graveyard. We have Just the Wind in our graveyard with Flashback, incidentally. So if I can draw another land, Conflagrate is probably an attractive option, even with Persist over there. Okay, and we do. So Conflagrate is probably the plan. I could already do it last turn. I don't know what I was thinking. Does that change anything? I don't really think it does. I think knocking these guys out of the way is a good plan. So we'll do 1. We'll do 1. Then we're going to cast Conflagrate. We're going to do 2 here. And 2 here. Yeah. Pay 9. What happened there? Oh, it's total damage. It gets divided. So never mind. That doesn't work. That's why I didn't do it. Doesn't work. Okay. So maybe I just cast Think Twice now and see what we can get out of that deal. So I would need 4 damage, which means I need, a shit ton of mana for Conflagrate, which I don't think is going to happen. Well, in that case, I guess I'm going to do Think Twice right now. See what happens. More mana. Okay, so... play this island, and in my turn. Maybe I attack with my Aven. Let's attack with the Aven. How many more auras could they have, you know? The answer is a lot, unfortunately. Maybe Conflagrating one of them could have been worth it there. Okay. They're going to search for one. Faith's Fetters. Okay, well, that's going to be annoying. They can't play it yet, but it's going to be very annoying because it can shut down Thermo Alchemist. So we're going to go 1 damage. Also gains them life, which is really annoying in this situation. Ooh, that's a good draw right there. Not going to lie. All right, so we're going to attack with Skywing Aven, dropping them to 9, I think. Unless they have a way to give something reach at instant speed. And then I'm going to play the Archmage, who can actually counter 2 separate spells. I guess I'll play this Mountain too. It does help set up Treasure Cruise and Conflagrate. Okay, yeah, end our turn. Being able to counter that Faith's Fetters is a big deal. Hopefully we get double just the wind again, huh? Because if they manage to resolve any of this stuff early, we're going to be in a world of hurt in most cases, I think. Okay, so they're going to try Mammoth Umbra here. I think I use my Archmage against that. She comes back. We've dealt with another Umbra. All right, so because I have a Glenelender Archmage, I'm not all that concerned with what they might be able to do here. So I think I just block those two guys and take one. All right, so drops them to 7. How much can I do to them with Conflagrate right now? Might be enough for lethal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can do 3 to them, which I think is enough for lethal. I think we go for that. So I guess I should attack first to make sure. So hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Yeah, that still means 3 is the most I can do, but that's enough. But yeah, we'll attack first. Oh, I guess they're dead anyway. Any spell kills them, so because of, yeah. So maybe it's a little safer not to do a million with it, and just do exactly two with it. Yeah. For the most part, Conflagrate has been pretty disappointing, gotta say. But you know, it is nice that it can give me 2 triggers on Thermo Alchemist and stuff. I guess we did use it once to kill 2 things in our first match, and that felt pretty good. I mean, I envision in the late game, you know, that flashback being really powerful, but maybe it's not that good. So, I mean, I think I leave it in. What am I going to put in instead? I really need to replace it with a spell, and our options are Soul's Fire and Nightbird's Clutches, neither of which are great in our deck. Yeah. Rolling Tembler looks pretty good in this matchup. But yeah, we gotta stop them. Ooh. If we go to game 3, Turn to Mist, maybe I'll try to bring it in now. Turn to Mist is really good against their auras, and it gives me another trigger, so maybe I bring it in and cut a Conflagrate. Yeah, that seems pretty good. See if I actually got to submit that in time. But it should be pretty good against them. We can also use it in a pinch on our own Archaeomancer, or to reset Glenelender Archmage, but mostly I think we're going to use it on their stuff. Okay, so this is another hand that doesn't have an early Thermal Alchemist, but I think it's reasonable. We can play Rune Snag. Most likely, that's what we'll do on turn 2. And we can get it back with our Chaomancer. Ooh, we got our Tembler too, which I do think is a good way to stop them in the early game, or at least try to stop them. You know, that might just be what we do on turn 3, depending on what they play. The Elite is kind of annoying. That's what they play. The Elite is kind of annoying against Rolling Tembler, but that's okay, I guess. If they play an Aura, I'd probably cast Rune Snag. If they don't, well, I don't cast anything because I can't. I might cast anything they play here so that... because leaving up mana going forward might not be so easy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Rune Snag that. Even though the Tembler could have killed it. Maybe that's the better route there, but... poop. Okay, that's annoying. Alright. That 1 mana Aura is not fun. Okay, so we're going to play Skywing Haven. Also gives it reach, so... you know, doesn't have vigilance at least, but that is a problem. Maybe I should just side in the second turn to miss. Their strategy seems so aura-centric that it's probably a good idea. Well, that's not a good thing. Our Chaomancer, I guess. I mean, doesn't seem awesome, does it? It might be better to just cast the Tembler and then get it back with our Chaomancer and cast it again. I mean, that does shrink this to a 1/1. But I think there's a good chance it'll do more later. I think I'm just going to do the Archaeomancer here. I think it's probably right for me to bring in the other turn to mist if there's a game 3. Right now it looks pretty likely there'll be a game 3 because we didn't manage to stop them very effectively early here. I think I am going to attack though. Because I'm not planning on blocking. My Archaeomancer dies if I use Rolling Tembler, by the way, so it might just be worth to block with it to prevent a little bit of damage. I'll just take 5. I'm hoping they... I was hoping they wouldn't play another Aura, and they didn't, but it's kind of annoying. Okay, so... well... you know, I think I might as well attack with my Archaeomancer because he's about to die. So we're going to attack with him. And then we'll Rolling Tembler, which won't do much. Yeah, so Rolling Tembler. He comes back as a 1/1. We do have Rune Snag available, but that's about it. We can cast it again next turn, which could be worth it. I think I just go to 6 here. All right. Okay, you don't seem particularly good right here. I think I just go for another Tembler. Use it to kill the 1/1 safe hold elite, essentially. Yeah. And then in my turn. Do I go to 3 here? I probably go to 3. Seems reasonable. Ooh, well, now I don't have a choice. I can bring it back to my hand, and that is probably what I should have done, because then they don't gain the life. If that life ends up coming up, I'm really going to regret that. But for now, we'll just take the 3. I have all these extra lands, so I'm definitely going to pitch one to free my Stitchwing Haven. Stitchwing Haven? That's not what your name is. What? Why aren't you giving me... Oh, I'm stupid. I definitely should have done it in response. Luckily, I have another creature who can sort of bail me out, but man. Ooh. Are we this lucky? I think we are this lucky. Okay, well. Karn it is. It's like... Wow. So we're going to exile him. He doesn't come back. Doesn't keep his Spider Umbra. He's gone. See you later. We end our turn. Not bringing back my Skywing Haven was stupid, but the Magic Gods felt bad for my stupidity and gave me Karn, apparently. I don't know. Resurrection. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that, obviously enough. Rune Snag is not going to be very good at this stage of the game. So we're going to +4, make them just exile something from their hand. So I can play both Whirlwind Adept and Dimir Guildmage if I tap out here. It's probably worth it. Yeah, so Guildmage. I think in the long run, the Guildmage is probably going to be better in this game. Plus the hexproof on Whirlwind Adept is pretty attractive, I guess. They know what the one card in my hand is, which is never a good thing, but may not matter. This activated abilities are really strong, though, so it's like, yeah, I'm not sure what the right thing to do would be. Okay, Ronam Unicorn. Hyena Umbra. They're going for me. Okay, so I can at least knock the Umbra off, except I can't because of first strike. Obviously, I'm going to be exiling this guy. Is holding on to hexproof or a strong activated ability better? I mean, this definitely hits harder. The activated ability is probably going to be better. So let's do this. It's a great mana sink at this stage of a game. And it looks like I need mana sinks. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and use this ability once. See what we can get out of it. Another land. Okay, so we're going to have to go exile this guy. And then I think we end our turn. So we can still exile one more thing before being at really low loyalty. Okay. I can only do this as a sorcery. I should have thought about that. So they're attacking Karn. Isn't that interesting? I think I go for the block. Karn can win me the game all on his own right now. Okay. Well, that's annoying. It's harder for Karn to win me the game all on his own now. But not really. They're out of cards, and I can exile this one permanent on my turn. So card advantage engine that is Karn. Made some dumb mistakes here for sure, but I have survived them. So we're going to exile the unicorn. Going to play another land because we do have Conflagrate. So if they have something really expensive, we can Rune Snag it. They do know we have Rune Snag though, so you know. Okay, well, that works for me. Maybe they forgot. I mean, they have to draw it out at some point, right? Thanks, Archaeomancer, for getting that back a million turns ago. Okay, so we're going to have them exile a card from their hand, which, you know, they don't have a card in their hand. I'm going to play Skywing Haven. I'm going to hold on to this to bluff. Ooh, they drew a land. I like that. We've drawn a lot of lands. Okay, so we're going to have them exile a card from their hand again. Now we get to start beating down with Skywing Haven. So, restart the game, leaving in exile all non-order permanents cards, and put those cards on. So what would we get if we reset the game? I don't think we actually want to do that. Unless things get kind of ugly here, which could happen, certainly. I think we can just win with Karn, you know, exiling the stuff they do play and just beating them down with creatures that we draw. So we're going to go ahead and exile the hero. And we're also, you know, we're getting more stuff underneath Karn, which could matter. Going to attack for 2. Play a land. Are you serious right now? Oh my god. That's not good. Not good at all. The thing we can do is block continuously with Skywing Haven and exile it until we can get to Karn's ultimate, which now, of course, I wish I had used to begin with. Yeah. So we'll play this Cathodian. Sigard is like one of the few things... Oh, wait. We can't actually do that because it has freaking hexproof. I mean, not hexproof, because of Rogue's Passage. I guess we'll make them do it, but yeah, we lost to Sigarda. Man, that sucks. Target creature. Exile target creature. There's no way for me to get around. Yeah, so... Wow. One bomb beat another. That's for sure. Let's see. I took out Conflagrate anyway. I think we do want both Turn to Mist. Their deck is just so aura heavy that I think Turn to Mist is going to be awesome. And maybe we cut something like Whirlwind Adept, who doesn't seem particularly adept here. Yeah. All right. Karn didn't quite do the job because Sigard is impossible to kill in this format. The only thing that could have killed her is his ultimate. That's what's frustrating. So if I just kept ticking him up aggressively, I could have just used his ultimate after they played her. And the game would have started over, except I would have had several permanents in play ahead of my opponent and probably would have won the game. I didn't know they had Sigarda. Going forward, that's probably the best thing to do. Decreasing the probability of my opponent playing Sigarda is pretty important. I would like to play first. Yeah, I think this is fine. The no red mana thing, you know, has come up again, but we have time to find it. We even have Think Twice, so. Thermo Alchemist is what we need, though. We need an early Thermo Alchemist. There's one. I did that to myself because I don't have a mountain. But I am happy to have one. Like, If we had one in that last game, the clock would have been so much faster on our opponent. All right, so we're going to think twice at the end of their turn. We need to hit the red mana that we need. So there it is. Nice. All right. It is time for our friend, Thermo Alchemist. So, ooh, they're stuck. Luckily for them, I'm not exactly having an aggressive start, but I'm having a decent one. And if they don't play anything, I can just like cast Think Twice from my graveyard. Hey, there's Karn. And get some extra triggers and stuff. I mean, I could play Archaeomancer here, but I don't think that seems worth it. I think I'm just going to end the turn. So we're going to do one to them. We are going to think twice for a second time. Think 4 times, I guess. Do one to them. They have to discard something else. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. All right, so play another Thermo Alchemist. And in the turn, didn't get any of them last game. I mean, I can't complain too much. I drew Karn at like the ideal time, you know, so I don't have any right to complain. Drop them to 17. Yeah, they're not having good luck over there. Ooh, that's great. Okay, so we're going to play our Archmage, leave mana up for its ability, and end our turn. Yeah, never feels great to deal with what they're dealing with, and it doesn't feel great for me either. I mean, of course, I'm going to take advantage of it, but, you know, the game is certainly less fun when this happens. And I'm at like 6 mana over here, and they're struggling to even get a third. And we're 1 away from Karn, which is just absurd given the game state. I'm sure that would result in a scoop, barring something crazy happening. We do have Archaeomancer turn to Mist, so that could actually come up. Yeah, that sucks, my man. But he would take advantage of it too, you know. Everyone, you should. I mean, it sort of evens out in the long run because you have this happen to you just as much as it happens to your opponents, theoretically. So if I draw a land here and play Karn, I'm going to feel kind of bad, but I'm still going to do it. I'm a bad person, I guess. Winning is important, you know? Playing Karn when they're on 2 lands. Okay, well, so I don't get to do that, at least. We do have Rune Snag, though, which is almost as bad. So we'll get in for 2, drop them to 9. We're getting close to being able to just get lethal with, like, Rolling Tembler and just the wind on my own stuff for Alchemist triggers, because that would be... Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah, third game was not a fun one, and I'm sorry for my opponent, but we are 2-0, and we have a chance at our first trophy in our first draft. I'll see you guys in the final match. All right, going into our final match, looking to get our first trophy. In a Phantom League like this one, going 2-1 is enough to break even, so we've already done that, and that's nice. And that's part of what's nice for recording this format is I can do it more than I would be able to because of the Phantom drafts are much more forgiving. They cost less, and it's easier to break even. I think we do have to mulligan this. We've been lucky so far today and haven't had to, but you know we've got just the win and a bunch of stuff we can't cast anytime soon. So, okay, I think this one is a keep, especially if we can get a mountain on top of our library, and we do. You know. Our luck has been pretty nice, gotta say. Early Thermo Alchemist is the dream. So another green-white deck. Well, that's annoying because There aren't that many things that can actually kill Thermo Alchemist in combat, as we've seen, without some help, but it can. We're probably just going to Conflagrate it on our turn, especially if they don't slap an aura on it. Isn't it blue or red? Yeah. So he needs blue or red, which his deck's not going to have, but I think we probably still kill it. Right? Yeah. So we're going to do 1. And then we're going to cast Conflagrate for 1. Which will cost us 3 mana. All right, and you know, we have that in our back pocket for the late game should we need it. For now, I'm just gonna end my turn. We can play our Phoenix and really start pressuring them in the air. Hopefully. Yeah, same strategy we've seen already. There's some sideboard options we have that are pretty good, but this is gonna be hard to race this time. Ooh, especially if I don't use my Thermo Alchemist's ability, it's gonna be hard to race. All right, so we definitely play our Phoenix here. I guess I have to hold on to 5 cards in my hand to have a chance even of taking it down. We really need just the wind. It's our primary thing that we need. We're going to take 5 again here. I guess we can block it for a long time with our Phoenix, potentially. But they have, yeah, they have more stuff going on in their hand, so... Oh my god. Whoop. They get back all that stuff. So this version of the deck seems a little scarier than the ones we've encountered so far. That's just not right. We're in trouble here. Okay, Just the Wind is great. And I can play it, Skywing Haven and Just the Wind here. And that's what we do. So, it's pretty good. I think blocking and returning Skywing Haven and discarding Just the Wind is probably going to be our best plan here. Yeah, so question is, what do I most want to use Just the Wind on? Okay, so let us block some way. Block there. And I'll block here and go to 4. Let's see what happens. I don't have trample, right? No. Didn't think he did. All right, so we're going to discard a card. It's going to be Just the Wind. You know, I probably should have blocked there, because what am I going to bounce with Just the Wind? Probably the creature with the Boar Umbra on it. So... Did I forget to do 1 again there? What am I doing? I mean, you know, it's easy to forget when one feels fairly helpless, but I do think I forgot to do it. Man, that's annoying. Do you come back tapped? No, you come to my hand. That's what I thought. That's fun. So what do I need here? There's not much that can get me out of this situation. I mean, I guess I have to play it. Probably still just better to play the Haven, though. Yeah, I think we're dead. Can't take this, and we can't block these effectively. Yeah, I'll just scoop. There's nothing I can get that can save me. So it's another Aura heavy deck, so I think we want our Blink card. Turn to Mist. Yeah, that one stomped us. We haven't really had a game where we got completely stomped yet, but that was it. So I think we want back our Turn to Mist. Probably cut our Chaomancer and Whirlwind Adept. Yeah. If we can make auras fall off of creatures and get a full card of value out of turn to miss, it feels pretty great. Okay, we got an early Thermo Alchemist. We don't got much else, but I do think that's a good thing to have. I think I'm going to keep this. If I can hit an island, I think we're perfectly fine. If I can't, we're not so fine. But I think it's worth the keep. You know, we've got an early Thermo Alchemist and fire that we can cast, even if things go badly. And that is a significant amount of things to do in a worst case scenario, you know, so. The Expanse. Oh, we did it. All right. Luck continues. So we'll play our Thermo Alchemist here. Going first makes a big difference here because being able to fire things in response to them, like trying to slap an aura on them, is really great. And that wasn't something I could do in the last game. I think I just take 3 here. There's a decent chance he plays something that is also 1 toughness, in which case I would get to fire away 2 creatures. I mean, it's even worth maybe thinking about using Think Twice instead, which I think further makes me just say, yeah, I'm going to take this and see what happens in their second main phase. Because I may not have time to cast Think Twice later. Okay, so if I could kill it once, then I could kill both of them. But that doesn't seem awesome. I do think Twice is probably the best option here, though. Also have Conflagrate, it's worth noting. So we're going to think twice again. Well, not again, but I wish I could do it both times right away. Come on, Magic Online. There you go. All right. Ooh, she'll be good. She'll be good. We're not quite where we need her to be yet, but she will be good. So I could Conflagrate this guy again. It might just be worth it. Problem is, if they slap an aura on this, I don't have a response. And I have the potential to have one. So I think for that reason, I think it's better to just leave up my mana and see what happens here. Because we really want to be able to kill whatever they try to put an aura on. And even though Safehold Elite has Persist, it technically goes to the graveyard. So when it comes back, it's not going to have the aura anymore. I mean, the aura will fall off of it. The aura will technically never even attach to it if we fire in response. Okay, so the question is, do I do it here? I think I probably do. So Conflagrate for 5 is enough to kill. I only need to do 2 damage, actually. So, yeah, 5 is enough to kill both of these now. All right. We will take 3. Oh, you don't need more mana. Come on. Do 1 to them. So I think going for Conflagrate's bigger here than playing the Archmage with mana up. So Conflagrate. Oh, I don't even... Yeah, I do. 2 damage. So 1 and 1. Do they die? They do. Great. We are tapped out, but clearing the board ahead of a potential Karn and everything is definitely a good idea. Obviously, we're 2 turns away at the least from Karn, but, you know, that's annoying. Get back your Spider Umbra. Put it on your Lotus Eye Mystics. Am I right? This is why we need Karn. Okay. It's only a 4/3 unless they get a Prowess trigger on their turn again. All right, so drop them to 14. Okay, we're going to have the mana for Karn next turn, and that's big. Yeah, I think we play our Archmage. I should make sure I can use her ability twice, actually, because that could matter. All right, we end our turn. Karn can just exile the Mystics, and the Totem Armor doesn't matter. So we don't want them to go too wide here, because that could make it a little harder for Karn to do what he needs to do. Okay, Unstable Mutation. I think we just let that resolve because we know we have Karn. So if they want this guy to be jacked, kind of okay with it. We're going to take a big hit this turn, but there's a small chance they can give this stupid thing double strike, but Glenelender Archmage can counter that card. So I think we just take the 8 to the face here. Felt good. I want to hold on to Glenelendra, like, you know, taking 8 there in a world where I have Karn in my hand and he's definitely coming down this turn is definitely worth it, I think. Okay. We also have Just the Wind now, but I think it's better to play Karn. Now, if I play Just the Wind, though, there is a chance I can leave up mana for this ability, which I can't do otherwise. But there aren't that many things they can cast that are going to, like, break me, you know? So I think I just play Karn and immediately say, hope you have a way to deal with this. And if I bounce it, they can actually get back one of the auras, so... You know, that's not exactly ideal. All right, so we're going to attack with Glenelender Archmage here. We do not have mana for its ability, but that's not the end of the world. We still have to think twice in our graveyard. We got some mana sinks around. And we have Just the Wind. All right. I think that means... Oh, no, that's only game 2. What am I talking about? That's right. They stopped me in game 1. All right. So don't think we change anything. Trying to get the trophy here. We have as many things in our deck as possible to hate on the auras. And I don't think there's anything else we can do to improve it. So... Yeah. Nope. Should just run my own Eel Umbra. Karn's so good. What a surprise, right? Although, I mean, Thermo Alchemist has won me just as many games as Karn at this point, I think. Which makes sense. I have way more Thermo Alchemists. Okay, so this is another risky keep. But we're on the draw. Our chances of hitting an island are reasonable. And even if we don't, we can at least play Thermo Alchemist. I think it's a keep. I don't like that. All right, well, we did draw another land at least, but, you know, an island is what we're really looking for. Yeah, luckily they don't get a trigger there, but they do get to hit us pretty hard. You know, for 2. They do get a trigger, they just can't pay for the ability if we're being really technical. Okay, so Thermo Alchemist. Blue mana is really desperately needed. Turn to Mist will erase +1/+1 counters from this and make Conviction fall off if they're tapped out. They can, of course, return Conviction to their hand. That's how it works, unfortunately. Oh god, Turn to Mist would be so good. Please give me blue mana. Take 5. We did it. Look at that. I think while they're tapped out, we want to do this so Conviction just falls into the graveyard. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1. And then I'm going to cast Turn the Mist. Yeah. Bye-bye, auras. End our turn. They get their dude back, but I mean, maybe it would have been worth it there to just like, yeah, we're just going to take one to wait, but I think getting Conviction into the graveyard is pretty nice. They do have freaking Lotus Eye Mystics, so that does complicate things a bit, but all right, so we're going to do one. Okay, so I think I play my Skywing Haven. I think my plan is basically just to trade if I can. I could block and discard, but because I have another Skywing Haven, I don't think it's really worth it. I think just trying to trade is fine. I see what you're doing there, and I don't like it. Okay, so you're going to make your hero massive. I'm going to need another bounce spell, I think. All right, bring... All right, so we're going to trade with the Unicorn. All right, and then we're going to play... I mean, I could try to cast Treasure Cruise here, but that seems like a death wish, right? So I think I play Sky. I guess I can cast Think twice first and see what we get out of that. That might be worth trying, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's still Skywing Haven. They have one card in their hand. I like that part. I don't like the part where I'm at barely any life, though. Okay. So I think I'm going to block and return... Oh, yeah, we're dead. So if I bounce this, it doesn't really make a difference. They pump this big enough. I can't block. So, all right. Well, we got close to that trophy, and Karn was awesome. Big surprise. Was fun. And like I said, we do break even, and I think that's nice because it means I can draft probably enough of these for the next 3 weeks or so. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next draft video.